Okay. Hey guys, I hope I'm audible. Can you please let me know if I'm audible? A yes or a no would do, and if my screen is visible, right? Please let me know. We will be starting our verbal lesson for today for TCS. Okay. Okay, I am audible. Okay, thank you so much for the answers. So let's begin. So for TCS verbal ability, we know that TCS has been conducting the drives all around the year, right? So it's very, very important that we get accustomed to what types of questions do they give and the answers as well. So yes, we are today back with TCS NQT questions and answers. I hope all of you have enrolled yourself and registered for the TCS drive that is coming up very, very soon, right? So we are going to discuss some questions based on that. Okay. So, if you have not been following us on our social media handles, that is on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, please make sure that you follow us because a lot of companies are starting to hire, especially TCS, Wipro, Infosys, and all other companies. So, if you're not following us, you are going to miss on major updates, right? And you don't want to do that. Also, subscribe to our YouTube channel because then you are going to get your lessons as well, right? So you can follow us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram. The links will be in the description box. All right. Okay. So please pardon me for this, but we have a very exciting offer for you. That is because TCS NQT, TCS Smart Hiring Phase 2 and TCS Code Bit exams are around the corner. We are giving Prep Insta Prime subscription for all the students, right? And along with that, right, if you are going to purchase for a year, you will be getting TCS Iron Rio subscription as well. And the coupon code to get 10% off is there in the description box. So make sure that you go see the coupon code and try to, subscribe to Prep Insta Prime because you have lots and lots of material to prepare from, right? So if you want to get TCS certified, make sure that you follow us on Prep Insta Prime as well. All right. So yeah, let's move ahead with the questions and we will be discussing all of it later on again, right? So let's move towards the questions now. For verbal ability, the basic structure for the entire section is they do a lot of error identifications, which you are going to see evidently, and they do a lot of difficult reading comprehensions and close tests, right? That is what they concentrate more upon instead of just synonyms and antonyms. So you're going to see a lot of error identifications and close test and reading comprehension. All right, so let's begin. And so Adil and Shivangi will be moderating the live today, so make sure that you get along with them. All right, so let's begin. One part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the error or choose no error. All right, so I'm going to give you, let's say, 10 to 20 seconds to answer the question. Once you are done, let me know the answers in the comment section below, and then I'll be soon to discuss the explanation as well. Okay. Let's begin. So we have the answers rolling in already. We have answers as B. So let me just start explaining. The children are quick to grasp, isn't it? All right. So we have the answers as B. Let me tell you why. The answer is completely correct, isn't it? Right. But why? Now, the children are quick to grasp, isn't it? This isn't it is a question tag. All right. And what is the rule of a question tag? Whenever you have a question tag, this tag should always be along the verb, right? And the verb over here is are. So it cannot be isn't it, but it should be aren't they, because children is plural, right? Children is plural, and the verb is are over here. So we cannot use isn't it. We have to use aren't they. All right. Why they? Because children is plural. Hence, we will use a plural subject over here. All right. Isn't it is for a singular subject or a singular verb. All right. We never use isn't it for any plural verb. Always the question tag will have the verb and the subject that is in the main clause. So instead of isn't it, it should be aren't they. Hence, option B becomes the correct answer. All right. I hope you've got it. And let's move forward. So again, I'm giving you a set of, let's say, 20 seconds to answer this question. Please go through it. Until then, I'll just see the comment section. If you have any query, do let us know in the comments so that we can answer your queries as well. Um, is my screen not clear? Please let me know. Because one of the comments has been as in my screen is not clear. Okay, let's start off with this question. Now, we have two sentences that are missing from this passage, right? And we have to fill in these two blanks with either of these three options or statements that are given to us. All right, so we have to make sure that either of these sentences can fill in the blank, that is blank 1 and blank 2 respectively. Let's look at the sentence that is given to us. An eclipse takes place when a heavenly body such as the moon or the earth moves into the shadow of the other. A solar eclipse occurs when there is shadow on earth by partially or fully blocking the sunlight. The maximum number of solar eclipses can occur in a year in 5. All right, so the first thing that we need to understand is, because we are discussing about solar eclipse, first and foremost, we need to define the types of eclipses that are there, right? So the sentence that gives us is sentence B. This gives us the different types of eclipses that we have on Earth. That is solar and lunar eclipse. So that is sentence B comes first, right? Secondly, we are talking about that the Earth, like there can be maximum number of solar eclipse is 5. Before this, because we're talking about maximum number, we need to talk about the minimum number, the optimal number, right? And that is what we get in sentence C. Every year, at least 2 solar eclipses occur somewhere on the earth, and the maximum is 5. All right, we are not talking about the local animals, but about the types of solar eclipse and the frequency of it occurring. So we can say that 2 will be C. So BC, that means option C becomes the correct answer for this question. All right. Please make sure that you keep answering along with me so that you know whether you're right or wrong. All right. So it's very, very important that you keep answering along with me. Okay. Next question. Select the most appropriate option to fill in the blank. All right, it's going to be quite easy, so I wouldn't give you 20, but 10 seconds. So start answering. Taha Ayaz, the questions are generally not very difficult, but yes, TCS has made the level difficult. Some verbal questions you can definitely just see and answer, but some questions need your knowledge, right? They need your verbal knowledge. So you will take at least 30 to 40 seconds to answer one question, right? So it can be easy, it can be medium, and it can be difficult. So we don't know that it's only difficult or only easy, but it's a combination. Okay, so answers are pouring in, Let's see. By the time he finished his graduation, he dashed all the major tragedies of Shakespeare. Now, the key point over here is by the time he finished his graduation. That means before, by the time. What does by the time means? By the time means before this time, right? That means before one action is occurring, the other, that is this action, is already done, right? The second action is already done. So whenever we talk about any past tense form that talks about one action being done before the other, we always take past perfect form, right? I hope you guys know we take the past perfect form. And why the past perfect form? Because this action was completed before this action. All right. The first action was completed before the second action. Hence, we will use a past perfect form. And what is past perfect form? Had plus V3. And what is V3? It is the past participle form of verb, right? And here the past participle form is read, right? We have a difference in pronunciation but not in spelling. So read and read. Hence we will use had read. By the time he finished his graduation, he had read all the major tragedies of Shakespeare. All right. So we are going with option C over here. Okay. Let's move ahead. Okay, so you have again a para jumbling question over here, right? So please go through it because it's a quite lengthy. So we are going to give you, let's say, 20 to 30 seconds, right? Please go ahead, and if you have any queries in the comment section, please. Okay, a lot of you had given answers as B and D as well. I hope the explanation had cleared your doubt, and if not, please let us know in the comment section below, right? Excuse me. Okay. For the four sentences paragraph below, sentences S1 and S4 are given. We need to pick up sentences for S2 and S3. All right. Okay, we have a comment, ma'am. It's not at all clear. Can you let me know what is not clear? The explanation or the screen or the voice? If you could please let me know, I would try to improve it. Okay, so sentence 1 says a significant number of senior executives do not adhere to the classic model of decision making. And sentence 4 says that sometimes involves dealing with unclear and inconsistent situations as well. All right. So in the first sentence, we are talking about senior executives. Okay, the screen is not clear. The screen is very, very clear on my end. If someone could please let me know if it is not clear on their end as well. Yeah, explanation, I'll try to give you a better explanation from the next time. I'm very, very sorry for that. Okay, we're talking about senior executives. All right, and so the next question should talk about this subject itself, right? Because we're talking about senior executives, and the only sentence that talks about is these high performing individuals. Who are the high performing individuals? They are the executives. All right, they are the executives. So most of these high performing individuals, because we are taking the noun over here, we will be taking the determiner pronoun over here. That is a determiner pronoun. All right, so we take are as the first sentence. Most of these high performing individuals believe in their instincts to resolve day to day activities or challenges. Now, what happens? That is the first clearly identifying objectives, evaluating challenges, and weighing options, only then making decisions. So, because we're talking about day to day challenges and instincts, this sentence talks about what instincts? All right. What instincts? That is, first identifying objectives, evaluating challenges, and weighing options. All right. Because we're talking about those some experts consider this as a strategy, this is going to come after sentence 4. All right. After sentence 4. That means we are going to take R first and then Q. Right. So option A becomes the correct answer. And we have option A as the answer over here. All right. I hope this is clear. It's not B, C, or D. It's option A, that is R and Q, because we're talking about the high performing individuals and then we're talking about their instincts, right? So R and Q. Okay. I hope this is clear to you now. Okay, let's move ahead. So you have again an error identification question. Like I told you, TCS loves to give error identification questions because this is the part that covers the entire grammar, right? You can have an error from any which subject, from any which topic. So make sure that you do your verbal and do your grammar very well. Okay. So one part of the sentence below may contain an error. Identify the part. If there is no error, choose no error. He had not cleared the dues, but power supply of his factory was disconnected. All right, so let's go ahead. I'm giving you a total of 10 to 20 seconds for this question. Till then, let me just see a few of the comments. Um, okay, we have the answers as B and A. We have answers as A. So power. Okay, great, great. Thiru Vikram, Thiru Vikraman V. Very good. Your answer is absolutely correct. Because we are talking about he had not cleared the dues, the power supply of his factory was disconnected. But we have a contrasting signpost word over here. Because this action is like it resulted in this action, right? Because did not clear the due, sorry, not clear the due is resulting into power cut, right? So this is the result of this, right? Because he did not pay the due, the power was cut. So instead of using but over here, we need to use so, which is a supportive signpost word, right? It's a supportive signpost word. He had not cleared the dues, so the power supply of his factory was disconnected. All right, so we get option A as the correct answer. That is, instead of but, we should use so. So this was quite easy again, right? But still we have answers as B and D, right? So I hope it's getting clear why it is not B, C, or D, but it is A, because we cannot use but over here. We have to use so the power supply of his factory was disconnected. All right. Okay. Moving forward. Okay, guys, I still have a lot of people answering as D. Okay. So fill in the blank. This is a closed test kind of a question where you have a passage, but you have two blanks and you have to answer one blank and two blank accordingly. So make sure that you go through the question and answer it. Okay, I hope the thumbs up is for the explanation that you are understanding it, right? Yeah. Okay, let's go through it. I hope you have read the question and answered it. I am asking you to please answer it like along with me, because that is how you will know whether you're going correct or not, right? And it's going to help you out. So keep answering along with me. Even if you're wrong would not matter, because we are all here to learn. The main cause of teachers leaving the workforce is not tough and rigid work contracts in school, but dash, it is poor working conditions dash by meager salaries. All right, so but dash. So will it be but, rather, however, so, or then? We cannot use then because we have no action over here. We cannot use so because we are talking about not the tough rigid work contracts were difficult, but the poor working condition. Now, rather and however, let me teach you a little difference between rather and however. Rather, when you use but rather, it means however, right? When you use but rather, it means however. Because we have a but over here, we cannot use however. But can only be used with rather, and however is used individually without the but. All right, so because we have but, we will be using rather. That is A. Now, but rather, it is poor working conditions dashed by meager salaries. Eased, aided, worsened, or aroused. Aroused, we cannot use this word over here, right? Because aroused means to like wake up along with it. Aided and eased. Aided means to help, and ease means to make it easy, right? Am I right? Make it easy. So instead of writing help or make it easy, the poor working conditions are worsened. Worsened means to make more bad. Because we don't use the word more bad, we use worse, right? It is worsened by meager salaries. That means poor working conditions is bad, but meager salaries is even worse. So we are going to use B. That means we are going to use B for here. That means A and B. That is option C. All right. So option C becomes the correct answer. I hope I could explain it to you. Option C is the answer because we use but with rather and not however. And the poor working conditions were worsened by meager salaries. That means it made it more bad, or it made it worse. Okay. Moving ahead again. Okay, meager meaning. Mary Jency, I'm letting you know meager. Meager means very little. All right. Meager means very little salary. That means they were getting very little salary and the poor working conditions were bad. Okay, let's move ahead. Another error identification. So we've come back to error identification. Please go through the question and answer. Try to answer A, B, C, and D, and then we'll move towards the explanation. Meaning of meager, I explained it to you. Taha Ayaz, thank you so much. I hope my explanation is helping you out with something. And it is going to, like, you are going to retain it. I hope you'll retain it, right? Don't forget. Please don't forget. Okay, let's start. One of the returned book was found in the parking lot. Now, this sentence is the reason why I picked it up is because a lot of us make this mistake. That is, whenever we say one of the returned, this subject should always and always be plural, right? It should always and always be plural because let's say there are 5 books. I'm sorry for the drawing, all right. Let's say there are 5 books and you have picked one out of them, right? You picked this one. So you picked one out of 5 books. That means this book is 5 in number. So it is going to be plural, right? It's going to be plural. So one of the unreturned books was kept in the parking lot. Why was? Because this is talking about the one book. So we cannot use plural over here. We have to use plural in the subject. All right. One of the many people, one of the books, all right, one of the unreturned books was found in a parking lot. According to this, option A becomes the answer over here because option A has the error. It should be books. So this was a very graphical explanation. I hope you could understand this and we are going to move forward. Okay, so a little lengthier question to you. That is, you have to join the sentences or redraft it. All right, you have to join the sentences. So let's go ahead. I'm giving you, let's say, 20 seconds for this because we have, like, it's lengthy. Okay. Thank you that all of you are answering along with me because it gives me the energy to, explain it better. Okay. I have been a counselor for 5 years now, but I can say I learned much more from my interactions with clients than the theories I read in books. So you have to join the two sentences with a better conjunction. All right, now the very first option which you might think is let's write since being, but since is a conjunction. All right, understand this and try to put it inside your head. Since is a conjunction that is only used with a noun or a pronoun. Since is a conjunction that is only used with a noun or pronoun. Being over here is a verb. That means this usage is completely incorrect. Either you use since the counselor or you use since he was for like he is a counselor for 5 years. So either we use the counselor or we use he, right? We don't use verb. So incorrect. On being a counselor for 5 years now, but I can say now. This is a positive sentence and this is a positive sentence. So we cannot use a contrasting signpost word over here, a contrasting conjunction. We need to use so, right? Again, incorrect. After being a counselor for 5 years now, but I can say again, this but is not the correct form of adding because he is saying that because like even if he was a counselor for 5 years, he learned more from experience. That means we are going for this sentence. Having been a counselor for 5 years now, I can say I have learned much more from my interactions with clients than the theories I read in books. Having been. This is the verb or a past participle form of verb that can be used. Hence, option C becomes the correct answer. All of you had said C, great thing, but you need to know why it's C, right? Yes, it is sounding good, but you need to know the reason as well, right? So this is the reason. Since is never used with a verb. This is a contrasting signpost word, again a contrasting signpost word. Okay. So again, if you are not following us on our social media handles, do follow us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram. And also on YouTube, right? Subscribe us on YouTube because if you're on YouTube, you can get access to these daily live classes that we get, right? Time to time and more materials for preparation as well. Also, we have recently posted all of the updates regarding the job hirings, right? So if you are not into it, like if you are not following us on Instagram, you are going to miss out on a lot. Let me just show you what types of channels do we have. So we have channels for all of you, right? We have a channel for Preppins 2022. That is whoever is a 2022 batch, you can join us. We have a channel for 2021. We have a channel for 2023 as well. All right. So if you want to join us, you can join us on Instagram handles, on our Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, and Discord. So on Discord, we are very, very active, right? We have live classes and we have general discussions as well. So make sure that you are with us on this journey. Okay. So we have a total of 5 days. Yeah, 5 days of web series. We had the quants yesterday. We are having the verbal today. And we'll be having 3 more classes until Monday. All right. So there are 5 classes together. Okay. Tomorrow you have a TCS exam. All the best, Vicky. I hope this is going to help you out. And if you want to learn more, right, you can go back onto the Prep Insta YouTube channel and we have lots of videos and live classes where we have taught you about TCS. So you can make sure that you watch them as well. And all the best. Okay, Prince Patel is asking me why not D again. I'll just quickly explain it to you. We don't use D because we have a contrasting signpost word over here, right? Had like if the but word was not over here, the sentence would completely correct. All right. But because we have this but over here, this is incorrect. All right. Okay. Let's move ahead. Not only did dash late, but he was also completely unprepared and looked as though he had dash that kind of task before. All right, so we need to be a little quicker because we have only a few moments left. Okay, please try to answer this question. This is a question that I purposely picked because we go wrong a lot of times. All right, so please try to answer it and then we'll quickly see the explanation. Okay, not only did dash late, very basic thing that we need, whenever we have did in the past tense form, please understand this. Whenever we have did in the past tense sentence, it will always take base form of verb, that is present form of verb or the indefinite form of verb. Please understand, whenever you use did in a sentence, it's going to take the base form of verb. All right, it will not take a past form. Please don't say he came. No, whenever you use did, we always use base form, that is he come. All right, not only did he come late, not came. Please make sure you put this into your head. It is not came. You never use past tense form with did. If there was no did, not only he came late, fine, but not only did he come late. All right, but he was also completely unprepared and looked as though he had dash. Now because we have had, that is the past perfect form, and we always use had plus V3. V3 is the past participle form. That means seen. All right. This is V1. This is V2. I'm sorry. And this is V3. So had plus V3, that is had never seen. So we get option D as the correct answer. All right. We get option D as the correct answer. He had never seen that kind of task before. I hope I could explain you. Why not option C? Because whenever you use did, we never use the auxiliary verb again. Either you use did or you use was. You don't use both of these together. No, this is completely wrong. That is why we don't use C. All right. Did is always used with base form of verb. And if you don't have did, then you can use was. Either or. All right. Either or. Okay. Which of the following sentences use formal language? Now, for TCS, informal and formal language is very necessary to know. All right, very much important. Why? Because we see a lot of questions from this particular topic, right? So you need to know what is formal and what is informal language. Please answer this question quickly, then we'll move towards the second question. Okay, why not option C? I hope I could explain you why option C was not the correct answer. All right, okay. She uses loads of examples in class. The improvement can't be introduced due to funding restrictions. It was raining cats and dogs, and numerous research methods were considered for the study. So I took a comparatively easier question for this because it would be easy for me to like explain and for you to understand as well. She uses loads of examples. Now, formal and informal. All right, formal always uses formal terms and no idioms or phrases. A formal language does not use phrases, all right? And loads of example is a type of informal language, all right? Loads of examples. It could It could either mean like if it was formal language, it could have been she uses a lot of examples, all right, or she uses number of examples. That could be formal. The improvements can't be introduced. Formal language never use contractions. What are contractions? Can't, won't, didn't. These are contractions, all right? It should instead mean cannot, would not, did not. So we never use contractions. Raining cats and dogs, again incorrect. It means it was raining very heavily. That could have been a formal language. This is incorrect. Hence, option D becomes the correct answer. Because numerous research methods were considered for the study. That is a very formal term to use. All right, so that is option D. Okay, moving forward, he completed his task dash pressing deadlines. Excuse me. He completed his task dash pressing deadlines. So if someone could please answer this in the comment section, I'd be glad to explain further. Okay. So let's move ahead. He completed his task dash pressing deadlines. All right. Now, that means this is a positive sentence and this is a negative sentence, right? Because pressing deadlines was a negative sentence, but he got the task completed. So positive. Even though and although are types of contrasting signpost word, contrasting conjunctions, but they always need a noun. All right. Although it was pressing deadline, or although they had a pressing deadline, it always needs a verb or a noun or a pronoun, right? It always needs that. But because we have none of it here, we can either use in spite of or despite of. Now, because these two are eliminated, we look towards these two. Now, whenever we use despite, right? Whenever we use despite, it is always used without the of. We never use of in despite, and we use of in spite. So he completed his task in spite of a pressing deadline, or he completed his task despite the pressing deadline. All right, despite is used without of and in spite is used with of. Hence, option A becomes the correct answer. All right. We cannot say although. Why? He completed his task although he had pressing deadlines. All right. It would be although he had the pressing deadline. All right, because we don't have this pronoun over here, we cannot use although or even though. All right, although or even though. It always needs a pronoun or a noun or a verb after it. Hence, option A becomes the correct answer. Okay, so we are now towards the reading comprehension part. All right, we are here for the reading comprehension part now. So please take your time. Try to read it through quickly and answer the question. I will be explaining, right? So please make sure you have done this, like you do this. Thank you, Minkle Rana, for subscribing to us. I hope we are helping you out in some ways, right? Thank you so much. Guys, if you have any query, you can contact us on the number that is given in the description box, and you can join our social media programs. The links are in the description box, right? So make sure that you be connected with us so that we can help you out to get your get you placed in good companies and get you your dream job. Okay, which of these is not inferred by the passage? A, old civilization of India was composed of diverse elements. B. Indian philosophy represented unified version of oneness. And C. Indian philosophy traces its roots to the foreign invasion. All right, so can you please quickly answer this? According to me, whole civilization of India was composed of diverse elements. Let's see if we have this or not. Now, here we can see that we had a unity in the apparent diversities, right? That means the civilization was diverse. It had a lot of diverse elements such as religion, models, science, literature, architecture, and art. So that means this is correct. Indian philosophy represented unified vision of oneness. If we see over here, the people were united. Again, the people were united in the civilization and the progress, right? So we had the unified version of oneness. But what we don't have is traces its root to the foreign invasion, Indian philosophy. Right over here, we can see it is not in the history of foreign invasions in the rise of independent kingdoms that the unity of India is to be sought. That means you cannot get the philosophy or the history of India in the history of foreign invasions, right? That means this is the correct answer and only C is incorrect according to the passage. It is not inferred in the passage. So option C becomes the correct answer. All right. Sentence A is being inferred in this part, sentence B is being inferred in this part, and sentence C is being inferred in this part, but in the other sense that the Indian philosophy does not trace the roots in the foreign invasion. So again, it's only C, that is only statement C. So we have option B as the correct answer. I'm sorry, we have option B as the correct answer. That is only C. Okay. Moving towards the last question for today, that is another reading comprehension of the same passage, but a different question. All right, so please go ahead, try to answer this, and then we'll quickly answer it together. Thank you for all the positive reviews. It means a great for us, right? It means a great deal because our team is working lots and lots so that you get what you want and you get placed in good companies. So thank you so much. Okay, let's see which of these statements is supported by the passage. Unity of India has lost its essence. Even in the last passage, we say that unity of progress and civilization does not go anywhere. So India has not lost its essence, all right? It has a concrete unity. Invaders enriched India's culture and diversities. Philosophy was not regarded high in ancient times. Now over here, foreign rulers could not control India's brain power, right? It actually could not control India's brain power. Why? Because as we can see in this particular passage, it says the Greeks, the Huns, the Scythians, the Pathans, and the Mughals who occupied the land controlled the political machinery, but not the minds of the people, right? That means the foreign invaders did not control the minds of the Indian power. That is one sentence that is being inferred in the passage. So we say that option B is the correct answer because philosophy was not regarded high in ancient times. No, this is wrong because philosophy was regarded as the highest practical and theoretical activity. Invaders did not enrich India's culture and diversity, and unity of India did not lose its essence. The only sentence that supports the passage is foreign rulers could not control India's brain because they never ruled the minds of the people. All right, so option B becomes the correct answer. And so we come to the end of all the questions. Again, if you are not following us on Instagram, Discord, Facebook, WhatsApp, and Telegram, do follow us and subscribe to YouTube so that you can get all the updates about the companies and you can prepare for the same as well. All right, we give you updates on Telegram. You can contact directly to us on Discord and Telegram, right? And you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can subscribe to our Prep Insta Prime and Prep Insta as well. Again, if you are looking out to get hired for TCS NQT Smart Hiring Phase or Code Vita, make sure that you have your Prep Insta Prime subscription. And if you subscribe for 1 year or more, you will be getting the TCS Ion Rio subscription as well. So you can use this coupon code that is given in the description box, right? And if you check it right now, you're going to get a lot of benefits from this Prep Insta Prime. All right. And we have already got good reviews. So thank you so much. Okay. Before this, let me just quickly take you through what Prep Insta Prime is. All right. So we have Prep Insta Prime right over here. This is what Prep Insta Prime looks like. All right. So you have your IN remote internship and you have a nano degree certification as well. All right. This is what you get from Prep Insta for completing the courses, and you get ION certificates from TCS as well. All right. So you have popular skills, that is artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, ethical hacking. You have languages to learn. If you want to start learning coding, you can do it from here. You have basic, from basic to competitive, you have all of the codings divided according to the stages. You have the entire aptitude section, from the quants to logical, verbal, data interpretation, visual reasoning, essay writing, game-based script, everything. You want to look for it, you got it on Prep Insta Prime. Then we have platform-based education as well. If you want to prepare for CoCubes or AMCAT or HackerRank or different other websites, like, you can do it from here as well. If you want to prepare for companies, that is service and product based, you can do it from our Prep Insta Prime itself, right? We have so many companies to prepare from, that is service and product based as well. All right. If you want to prepare for interview, you have the entire interview section, and we are giving you more and more. We are trying to bring more and more products to you. We have projects. If you have difficulty in looking for projects, where to go? Prep Insta Prime. You have CS subjects, coding brush-ups, and interview experiences as well. That is service and product based. All right. So you have lots and lots of things to prepare from. And if I tell you, or if I let you know just the prices, and then we'll be done with the session. All right. So you have, for 3 months, 2499, 6 months, 12 months. So if you get 12 months, that is 1 year, you are going to get TCS Ion Remote Internship Certificate, right? That is from 1 year and more. So if you buy 1 year and more, that is 12 months and more, you are going to get the TCS Ion Remote Certificate, right? And the prices are very low because we're running on huge offers. Also, you can get 10% discount on the coupon code, right? So you're going to get huge and huge offers. So make sure that you subscribe, right? You subscribe to Prep Insta Prime and prepare for your companies, your dream jobs. If you're on 2023, you can join 2023. If you're from 21 or 22, you can join our respective Prep Insta groups on WhatsApp and on Instagram as well. All right, so that is it for today. You are going to get your next session tomorrow at 6 o'clock. And yeah, that is it for today. And you're going to get a little, very cute little trailer that is going to be, played right after this. So make sure you watch that, and thank you.